Well, hello, everybody. My name is Emily Fitzpatrick, and thank you for joining me for What Google Can Do That. What we're going to do in the next 15 minutes is I'm going to give you a whole bunch of different resources that link in not only just your Google account, but are web based. And I'm going to share with you kind of my top three or four because we only have 15 minutes together. And I may have put more than enough for 15 minutes. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to go switch over so you can see my screen. And it'll also give you a link to the resources. I'll also pop it in the chat as well. And then that way you can come join along and click as we go through some awesome tools. So as we wait for everybody to get into the session, if you are watching live, if you want to pop into the chat where you're watching from, I know we have people from all around the world coming to us. So if you are somewhere watching live, feel free to drop your name and where you're watching from in the chat. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop in the link for everybody as well. So welcome to What Google Can Do That. Here is the link. So right down at the bottom, that edtech.team/2WKO, capital W, capital M, capital O, is the link to all of the resources right here. So I pop that also into the chat for you. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to go through and I'm going to live demo a few of these. Give you a couple seconds more to go ahead and get into the slide deck if you wanted to. Just double checking that everybody has access. All right. So as I said before, my name is Emily Fitzpatrick, and I am the Director of Professional Development for EdTechTeam Canada. And what that really means is that I get the opportunity to share awesome ideas with educators around the world and also borrow/steal their ideas and give them to other educators as well. You can follow me on Twitter at efits_edtech. So if you're on the Twitters or on Instagram, feel free to reach out. I'd love to connect. So I can see we have a few people popping into the chat. Welcome, everybody. So the main piece of content is really this slide 4. And this is mine as well as Michelle Armstrong. She's one of my colleagues. We created A to Z list of apps and tools and just really cool things you can do on a web-based platform. So you can see that it goes all the way through the alphabet. Each of those is linked. So you're able to go to the link that I provided just a little bit earlier and see all of them. Or if you're watching live, it's available in the chat. And you're able to go in and click on them. So Adobe Spark, we've got Bio Digital Human. If you teach anything about the human body, definitely check that one out. It's pretty awesome. You're able to see all of the different muscles and veins, bones, all sorts of things there. We've got JS Timeline, Read and Write, Voice Ed Radio. We've got Office and Drive, all sorts of fun things. The three that I'm going to show you is we're going to dive into Google Docs. We're going to then pop into Google Slides. Then I'm going to show you one of our all-time favorite tools called Flippity. I'm going to go ahead, pop on into our Google Doc right now. I already had one open. If not, you can find it in your Drive. And there's a couple neat features here that I want to share with you. The first one is to go up to Tools and then go down to Voice Typing. So a lot of my students had amazing ideas in their heads, but they struggled to get them on paper. So in the past, we've had to go out and buy third-party software, get a subscription for it, make sure the kids know how to use that type of software to really do the voice to text piece. With our mobile devices, we are able to use that little microphone button, and I know that's how I usually text now. No more thumbs. I just speak into my phone and it records. But Google Docs will let you do the same thing. So under tools and then voice typing, what you're able to do and see is your little microphone pops up. Now, because I'm here in Canada, I'm going to change my English to Canadian English. But you can also see that all the different types of not dialects, but almost accents ish will come up. So you can, if you're from Australia or if you're from the UK or South Africa or speaking English, you can pick your region as well as so many other languages as well. So if I go and click on English Canada, then what I'm just going to do is I'm going to click that microphone. Now, if this is your first time, you're going to need to allow Google Docs and Chrome access to your microphone. And what you're going to see is it's going to start to type exactly what I say. So, hello, my name is Emily. And then you just click the microphone to stop. Now, Google Docs still requires you to say your punctuation. It's not just going to guess. So instead of a pause, you're actually going to have to say comma, or you're going to have to say exclamation point, or period, or full stop, kind of depending on where you are. You can also get it to do new lines or new paragraphs. So just by saying new line, it'll pop you down an enter space. New line. This is my session on cool Google tools, exclamation point. Now in a classroom, there are lots of ways that you can use this. Sometimes it gets a little bit loud. So having headphones with a microphone helps kind of getting Google voice typing to just hear your voice. But at the same time, you could just go and find yourself a quiet corner. It is going to pick up the voice that's closest. So definitely doable in a classroom full of students as well. Other cool things in Google Docs, if you use Google Keep, so keep.google.com or your Google Keep app on your phone, it's like sticky notes and it's like a notice board full of your sticky notes. Now, what you can do in Google Docs is you can go up to tools and then keep notepad. And yes, you read that right. We're going to be able to get our keep notes into our Google Doc in the same window. So it opens up that sidebar. We're able to go through and find the one. So here's somebody's contact information. I need to pop it into my Google Doc. All I'm going to do is I'm going to click and drag. And that Google Keep note is going to paste on into the Google Doc. If I go down to one that maybe has a picture, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to click and drag, and that picture comes in as well. So I'm able to really organize my information and organize my notes here. I'm able to go up to the top and I can actually take a note too. So maybe this is my topic sentence. Therefore, when I go done, I can keep going. So this is my first paragraph. And then I'm going to talk about session 1, my second paragraph. I'm going to talk about session 2. But I can also make my notes over here. Now they're all in different orders, but what I can do is I can be like, oh, I want to grab my first paragraph and put that there. Maybe these are my notes or my research notes. My second paragraphs can go right up here at the top. And then my topic sentence, which seems a little bit more like a concluding sentence, can go right down there at the bottom. So I can go ahead and organize my keep notes. I'm going to clear this and we're going to try one more thing in Google Docs. Is right down at the bottom, in the bottom right-hand corner, you're going to see this like speech bubble with almost like a 4-pointed star in it. You can go ahead and click on that. This is going to bring up your Explore bar. Now, the Explore bar exists in all of your GSuite tools like Sheets and Slides. And what you're able to do here is you're able to search. So I'm a fan of puppies, so I'm going to go ahead and search puppies. What you're going to see is it's going to pull up my web results. So I can go down and maybe I'm going to click into puppy on the Wikipedia page. It's going to open it up into a new tab. So there's no need for me to actually even get out of my Google Doc to do a Google search. It's all able to happen there. And if I take a look and I go, okay, you know what? I'm doing some research. These 2 sentences I need to quote or maybe reference later, I can go ahead and copy them, go back to my Google Doc, and I can go and paste. Now, this is good, but I need to cite this. Well, I can do that with footnotes straight here from the Explore tool. So I can go and when I hover over top of that puppy Wikipedia search option, I can go ahead and click on these quotations. When I click on the quotations, you're going to see that it shows a 1, so a footnote. Now, when you scroll down, you have your footnote citation. Automatically all done. Now, there's 3 different formats you can do citations. If you look at where it says web results and your 3 dots or Timbits, as I've learned from Jen Giffen and Kim Polishuk, is you can change it from MLA to APA to Chicago. And they're going to give you those really easy citations. So as a student doing a research report, I may not have time to pull all of those citations right away into maybe a works cited page. But what I can do as I'm doing this research from the Explore bar is I can automatically bring those in, focus on the research, and then really go ahead and take some time with the citations because I have the links going back to those original websites. In addition, I can also go into images. So we all love telling stories with images. An image is better than 1,000 words. There's a quote out there like that. And these puppies are super cute for a Sunday morning. But what I'm able to do is if I really want, let's say these guys, I can go ahead and I can click on the plus. That's going to pop the image in. Now, again, thinking about our digital citizenship, we want to know where that image came from. If I go ahead and click on that image, right down there at the bottom, you're going to see that it provides us with the link where that image existed. So again, you and your students can focus on gathering the research, creating those conclusions, and then coming back and doing that reference piece a little bit later because the image now has that original link where it's from. A little bit easier than finding the original link in a Google image search because then you're going to have to click on it or click the view site button. And a lot of students just copy and paste those images in. And then they're a little bit worried at the end when you ask them to reference it. And they're like, I don't know. I got it from Google. Finally, in Google Docs Explore, you can also see your Google Drive. So anything with a dog or a puppy in it, in my Drive, you're going to see that the search pulls it up. So not only am I getting Google Docs and Google Slides, but what you're going to notice is it's also going to search my pictures. So I have Google Photos hooked up on my account. And yes, these are my cute dogs. May have been why I searched puppies in the first place. But I'm able to go through and find those, and I can open them up and grab the content that's in there. Think about this when you're doing lesson planning. Hey, I'm making this cumulative assignment, and I need to search what we actually went over in lesson 3. You can search it right here instead of opening up Drive in a new tab and having kind of all of those windows and tabs open. Those are my favorite tips in Google Docs. Hopefully you had a couple ones that you didn't know and you learned something new. I can see that there's a couple shout outs for the accessibility tool through voice typing as well as the citations. I'll also let you know that there's a whole bunch of add-ons that you can add to your Google Docs as well. I don't have the time to go through them, but you're able to see kind of some of my favorites there. But they're just additional functionality that can be added on. My favorite is probably Table Formatter. It'll automatically format a table with different colors for each of your rows, making it super easy to read. The next one I want to share with you is Google Slides. So if you go and take a look at a Google slide, just a blank one, what you're first going to see is something that looks like a PowerPoint. It's your regular slide deck. Now, Google Slides is really great for PowerPoint. You can go ahead and you can create different slides and animations. You can create different themes in them as well. But what I want to show you today is that Google Slides is less like PowerPoint and more like Microsoft Publisher or Adobe Illustrator or any type of kind of curating graphic tool. I love using Google Slides for anything that I'm going to have text and words. Because if you see in our Google Doc, this picture has to be somewhere on a line. I can't kind of minimize or make it smaller and move it kind of just right here. It's Gotta go in those lines. Sometimes really frustrating. But you can do that here in a Google slide. So my very first step is to go up to layout, and I'm gonna go blank. When my students and I use Google Slides, we get rid of all of those text boxes. Opens up a little bit more opportunity for creativity. But it still looks like a slide. What you're able to do is you're able to go up to File and go down to Page Setup. In Page Setup, you want to go ahead and click where it says widescreen and change it to custom. Now what you're going to see is that it's all in terms of inches. So if I want my regular piece of paper, I can go 8.5 by 11. And now I've got a piece of paper. I could do 11 by 17. I could make it a business card style or size, or a bookmark size, or a banner size. Doesn't matter how big or small, Google Slides will let you do it. In addition to being in here, we can go ahead and search for images and add in images as well. So up at your mountain or under Insert, you can go ahead and in Images, you can go from your Drive, your Google Photos if it's hooked up. You can search images by a website address, and that's going to work kind of like Pinterest does. Pop in the website, and it's going to pull up all of the images that are within that website. Helps a lot if you're struggling to select that one image to copy and paste in. What I'm going to show you right now is I'm going to show you the camera, and we're all going to be selfie queens or kings out there. So when you go ahead and click on camera, what you're going to notice is that the camera appears. You may have to allow it in case it doesn't show up right away. But now what I'm able to do is I'm able to go and take a selfie. I'm going to be able to take as many as I want. And you're going to see them here at the side. You can pick the one that you want by selecting it and then just go insert. And now you've got your image here. Now what's really neat about this is more than just taking selfies with your students is that you want to go ahead, and this is where you can bring in the pen and paper world into your Google slide. So if your students are going ahead and writing solutions out on paper, but they want to save them in slides because they have backpacks like my students used to have, the black hole where things go in it but never come back out of it, you can go ahead and do that too. So if I grab a piece of paper and I write my solution out on that piece of paper, what I'm able to go ahead and do is I can open up my camera again, and I can go and take a picture of it, and I can insert that. Now what you're going to notice is that I can make it bigger and I can make it smaller. I can double tap on it and I can crop it. And for all my math teachers out there, I do know that there's a mistake in it. And then what I'm able to do is I'm able to create text boxes that explain my solution or say where the error is. I like going under shapes and then go to callouts and grabbing these guys down at the bottom. They look like your comic book speech bubbles. And then what we're able to do is we're able to drag that and say there was an error changing 1/2 to have a denominator of 6. I've got all of my text features in there. And my favorite kind of ninja part about this is that gold diamond that appears at the bottom. If you grab that gold diamond, you can move it anywhere. So I get my students to go and tell me exactly what part of that image they're talking about. Also in Google Slides, you're able to now add add-ons. So here's a couple of my favorite. A lot of them are to help get images in. So those high quality, high res images that really help students tell a story and move away from those slide decks that just have a whole bunch of bullet points and allow them a little bit more freedom in their explanations. Lots of great add-ons for those as well. I do know we're over, but I got one more thing to show you guys. If you go ahead and we're going to pop out of Google Slides and we're going to go into something that we call Flippity. Flippity.net is probably one of my favorite go-to toolboxes for teachers. What all of these cool things are in the Flippity world are they're all kind of websites based on a Google Sheet. So you're able to see you can make flashcards and random name pickers. You can do badges and spelling words, crosswords and word searches, all sorts of different types of creations. And what I realized as a teacher is that most of these were ones that I was searching for. So I would search for word search generator. And then I'd try to find one that was like the least sketchy or that required the least amount of information to sign up for. But here in Flippity, it's just going to give you a template in a Google Sheet and you're able to go in and create it. So let's take a look at the word search. It's the green one on the second row. And I'm going to show you how to do it. So we're going to go ahead and click on template. It's going to pop up and say, do you want to make a copy? And yeah, we want to make our own copy of the template. And what you're going to see is that we're going to have all of these options and we're able to go ahead and fill them in. Now for this one, you have clues and then the word. A lot of the time, I know when I did word searches, the word was the clue, but you can get a little bit creative. So maybe we'll go, it'll be a capital or a capital city one. So maybe my word is Ottawa and my clue is Canada. I'm going to go through and delete some of these. Then Toronto, Ontario. And so far, if I was on a cooking show, this would magically populate because I would have had them saved somewhere, but I don't. This is all live demoed. So we'll stop there. We'll get those 4 in. I'm sorry if I've left out your province or territory. But what we're able to do now is we go ahead. We're going to go to get link here. And we have our link. Now, wait. See what section or line 4 here says. It says, don't forget to publish your spreadsheet first. How the heck do I publish a Google Sheet? Well, go up to File and go down to Publish to Web. And that's what's going to make the website for your word search. So I'm going to click Publish to Web. I want the entire doc, and I'm going to click Publish. You've got to allow it. And we have now published this to the web. What we're now able to do is we're able to go up here and click on that link. And what's going to happen is you're going to now see that I can go through, I can share this link out via Google Classroom or social media or an email, and I'm able to send this to my students. So if we go ahead and try to find one of these, here's Yellowknife. I can go ahead and find it. And highlight it. My computer's having minor technical difficulties, but you can go ahead and print it out or share it. You can take a screenshot of this and annotate it if you want, and you're able to go and see. Now, if I go ahead and make another line on here, so maybe I'm going to go Montreal and Quebec, all I have to do is just refresh this website with Flippity, and now we've got it. And you can see Quebec's down there as a clue right now. Now, there was a question that popped up that Flippity, there's a little bit of anxiety around Flippity with O365 and GSuite. Well, the neat thing about Flippity is although it's running a Google Sheet on the back of it, you can share this out with anybody. So as long as they do have those GSuite accounts, you'll be able to go in and you can share your Google Sheets with it. But the students on the other side who kind of get that website could be in either one. Oh, excited to try it. Ah, perfect. Lots of fun tools in Flippity for sure. So I'm going to go back just to that big list of A to Z that we've got. YouTube 360, photos and slides, Quick Draw. Quick Draw is a whole bunch of fun. And in with Quick Draw, kind of your live recording. Bonus is looking up auto draw. If you go to autodraw.com, everybody can be a fabulous artist because Google is going to try and guess what you're drawing and provide you with maybe a little bit more of a legible drawing on it. But there's lots of great tools here, and this is just the surface of them. So if you're going to go out and try some of these tools, I'd love you to go ahead and tweet it with MadPD and hashtag EdTechTeam, as well as feel free to come and connect with me. So I'm going to throw up my contact information once more. There's my Twitter, and what I'll also do is I'm going to pop into here, and I'm going to pop in my email address in case you want to reach out and we can chat all googly goodness, or more than that, just web-based goodness that allows everybody in the classroom to learn despite what either device or account you have. What I'm going to open it up to is anybody who is watching live. If you have any questions about anything you've seen today or any other kind of web-based tool that you would like an answer to, please feel free to pop it up into the chat now. I know there's a few of you guys watching, so see if any of you guys have any questions. No one. Give everybody else a couple more minutes. Wonderful. I can see Greg and Karen are kind of taking screenshots and copying these all down into their OneNote so they can play with later. Definitely a great tool. Love the accessibility features in OneNote as well. A neat way to kind of grab everything together. Link doesn't work. The link, let's see. Oh, my guess is probably because I put in, this is a 0. The very last one, although it looks like an O, is a 0. So go ahead, I'll pop it back in. 0. All right, everybody, try to go ahead and use that link. And I was wondering how we get kind of those short links is I use bit.ly. So if you just go to bit.ly or bit.ly, as you'll hear some people say it, you're able to paste your long link in and it'll give you a short one. Perfect. Thank you for letting me know, Peggy. I appreciate that. Wonderful. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Can't wait to connect with you on in person. I'll pop back in so you guys can actually see me. And so thank you. And hopefully we'll connect online. And I can't wait to see all of the great things you're able to learn and use with your students and create with your students. Have a great day at MadPD, everybody. Bye.